Hey, everybody. I am reading on Elijah Vu, little 3-year-old that went missing from Two Rivers, Wisconsin. And story is, mom took him to her boyfriend's house and left him, I believe, for a week. And decided that the boyfriend needed to teach him some discipline. And he's 3. It's hard to read on these kids, so I hope this reading makes it up. I had read on Audrey Cunningham, and that one didn't make it up. It was horrific. I saw her pleading in the reading that she had been raped and that she was alive. And I was like, you know what? I can't even post that. It's just horrible. I don't know what we're going to get with Elijah. The difference is now, I hate to say it, but there's a lot of people presuming Elijah is passed. And that was, with Audrey, they were still hoping they were going to find her and she was going to come home. So that's why, especially, I couldn't feel like I could post that. But today we're going to focus on Elijah Vu. He's that little 3-year-old, adorable little boy. Sounds like he was in a bad situation. Mom has been now arrested for child neglect. Boyfriend has been arrested for child neglect. Boyfriend has a previous charge of child abuse, and they admitted that the boyfriend gave Elijah a cold shower. This is in one of their texts at one point to teach him a lesson about overfilling his diaper, which, how does a 3-year-old overfill his diaper? Like, you're supposed to change his diaper. They've searched landfills, rivers, storm drains. People are searching all over on the land. There are people searching with drones. Hasn't been found. So we're just going to go forward and see what the cards say about Elijah. At this point, it does look like foul play, I would just say before I even begin. But let's see what the cards have to say and if they give us any hints on what may have happened to him. I'm reminiscing on Simon Quinton. Very similar story, unfortunately. All right, so let's ask about foul play right off the bat with our little Elijah. Foul play. Elijah Vu and foul play. Right away, we get this 3 of Pentacles, which is not normally a foul play card for me, but it does look like a person teaching other people, and we did see him being like taught a lesson. So let me read into that a little bit more. About foul play with Elijah Vu. Foul play with Elijah Vu. And there's 3 players in there. So this is somebody acting very naive and innocent and, well, he's a child. The Page of Cups. He often stands for a child. So I see this innocent child in this situation that didn't understand things. Right away, I'm getting that Elijah didn't quite understand things. I don't think he was trying to be difficult. He just, well, he was 3 years old. He didn't understand everything, He was a baby. So let me read a little bit more about that. Elijah and foul play, because I can't imagine this isn't foul play, but I've got kind of a story going on this. So let's see where we go with that. Elijah Vu and foul play. Yeah, here's what I believe happened. And the cards are saying, we've got the woman very anxious, very frightened, very afraid, and death. So it's interesting, as much as this can be interesting, because we have the woman here, and I wonder how much the woman is involved in this. So we're going to ask that as well. It does look like there was this whole teaching a lesson, but the boy was beat, is what I see. And the reason I say that is because right away I'm drawn to this. There's an image of people fighting down here, and that's what I'm being drawn to right away. There's literally an image of, I think the one has a sword and is stabbing the other one. How lovely is that as an image for us? And then, of course, we have the death card. So I do believe there was this whole, going to teach him a lesson, and this very child not understanding situation where he just didn't understand even what he was supposed to do at this point, and the outcome doesn't look positive at all. That's what I see. I am going to ask about an accident to see if anything accidental may have happened along the way. Let's see. An accident. Elijah Wu in an accident. This looks like a very intentional card. That man is very intentionally working on that little disc, and he's hitting it just right with his hammer so that it comes out just right. I don't think it was an accident. This is an extremely intentional card here. We'll ask about, did he wander away? Everybody wants to say he wandered away, right? Well, at least his parents do. And that nothing, or his mom and boyfriend. Tell me about Elijah wandering away. No, he didn't wander away. Right now, we've got the devil card. We've got the situation of the man and the woman doing things they shouldn't do. Sometimes this card can also signify that drugs were involved or some sort of addiction. Either way, these two are doing things they should not do. And you see that influence of the devil on them, that they are doing bad things, and that's what I'm getting for this. Very much. We've got the death card and the devil card, so just think it's a very bad situation here. I'm going to skip natural passing because I really don't feel that. I'm seeing the death card, the devil card, the fighting card, the mom, anxious, worried, the teaching, kind of this very innocent child. It just looks bad. So let's just ask about mother's involvement, because we want to know the person involved in his passing, which I'm gonna guess he's passed. We will specifically ask. Tell me about mother being involved in the passing of Elijah. This is the Hanged Man. It's actually the Hanged Man upside down. So the Hanged Man is very inactive in the correct way, but upside down, it would be more of a kind of an opposite of that, an active player. So it sounds like mother very much, even though she may not have been direct contact, she's very implicated in this, very much so. Very much so. I mean, they said the mother knew the disciplinary actions this man was supposed to take, but it sounds like mother was a little more implicated, a little more involved than just like, here, I'm going to drop him off for a week and you take care of him. There's the cards are pointing at her too. Like she didn't have good intentions either, is what I see. I don't think she had good intentions either. Let's ask about boyfriend. Boyfriend's name was what was his name? Vang, Jesse Vang. I think that was it. And he was 39 years old. Mom was 31. Jesse Vang and his involvement in Elijah's disappearance. Jesse Vang, his involvement. So this is a man who is very selfish. He's a very selfish person. He is very much into his money and his things, and he's greedy. He's a greedy person. He very much thinks about himself. This man can harm someone and justify it, is what I'm getting. Yeah, justify it. He can justify it because they broke his thing, because they did this, they did that. There's a very self-centered, very self-centeredness with this person. I'm going to ask for a little clarification on the involvement. He's very, very hung up on money. Very, very hung up on money. This Jesse. So as involvement, well, we have the Lover's card here, which we know he was, and we really have a lot pointing at the woman. So either the woman was directly involved or he was doing things on behalf of her. I mean, we've got the woman implicated before, and now we've got, yeah, he was her lover. I'm also being drawn to like the snake next to the woman, you know, that snake of temptation or whatever. I really feel like what happened, she was sort of behind it. I do. It's like she planted a seed in his mind. As awful as that sounds, I feel like that's what she did. Either she is directly the person who did this, or she planted a seed in his mind that she didn't want to deal with him anymore. It's pretty terrible. She was a mom. All right, let me ask about where he can be found. Little Elijah. Card representing where Elijah can be found, the place where he can be found. Sorry about the barking. I have too many dogs. Where can Elijah be found? That's this first one right here. Well, that is family, friends, a place you know. It's a place you are familiar with. So that is one thing I would look for. Place you know. Definitely a place he knows. Or she knows. I'm going back and forth with those two because these cards are implicating both of them. Very much so. This feels like property that he would know. I'll ask for a little bit more on that. A little bit more on, Well, let's ask for the clue that makes people know where to go. That's what I heard a lady saying. We're just looking for a clue that lets us know where to go. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to put that in there. I like that saying. Clue that lets people know where to go. All right, so we have two cards here, the Queen of Wands and Strength. And these are interesting cards because they are both women. Tarot doesn't have a lot of women, so the fact that we have two women here does make me question, again, the mother's involvement. I see this lady and I see these two sort of dancing together up there. All of a sudden, they are jumping out at me. I feel like the two of these, two peas in a pod in this situation. I really do. I feel like mom is just as guilty as boyfriend. I feel like there was a lot. I feel like mom was an active player in this. I think we're getting that again and again. A clue to where he can be found. A lot of stuff to do with mom. A lot of stuff to do with mom here. Both, interestingly, what's coming to me, these two lions, I think those are lions. They kind of look like lions. I'll have to look at the symbology in this card. Two, I want to say these may be lions dancing together. These are lions, and they're jumping out at me. And here's a lion that's jumping out at me. So a clue that lets people know where to go. I feel like this lion theme. There's something about these lions. And something about women. But lions seem to be very much the strong element here. Something about lions. I don't know the first thing about there. But again, their tails too are kind of coming to me. Lion's tail. I don't know what this means, but look at how long their tails are. And I've never noticed this before. I've read tarot for years and years and years. And also, I've never realized how long this lion's tail is. I don't think lions really have long tails like that, and they're definitely not fluffy at the end. Something about a lion's tail. I don't know. I'm not from Two Rivers, Wisconsin, but lions or lion's tail is what's coming to me. So I'll leave it with you. The closest known landmark will also go there. Closest known landmark to where Elijah Vu can be found. Closest known landmark to where Elijah Vu can be found. We've got this lady again, and then we've got this whole sneaking out, sneaking him out, sneaking him out, sneaking him away. So, all these women, I don't know, guys. I'm really thinking the girl had more to do with this than what we know at this point. She seems to really have control over the boyfriend. And I feel like she had a lot of control over what he did, if he's the one who did it. Going back and forth between the two of them. I know Elijah was supposedly at the boyfriend's house, but I don't know. She was in control. I'll just say that. Lady was in control, clearly. And boyfriend, it looks like boyfriend, is doing the deeds, sneaking away. So, as a closest known landmark, we've got this lady and him being snuck away from this area. I feel like he's moved away. So that's what the cards are telling me. Moved from the original location, which was he moved by the lady or the boyfriend? Let me ask. I'm going to guess it was, I don't know. I'm not going to guess. How about that? I'm just going to leave that one. Let me ask a little bit more about a closest known landmark. Definitely looks outside. Closest known landmark. Closest known landmark. And we've got this guy kind of pushing through often woods, a fence, stuff like that, pushing through bramble, brush. Um, so what we've got right now is outside with the Nine of Pentacles. We've got the Seven of Swords of being moved, the Ten of Wands, which is like going through something that's difficult to go through, something a little difficult to go through. I'm just going to ask. So where can he be found? We got the Four of Wands. We got the Ten of Wands, or yeah, Ten of Wands is the closest known landmark. Let me see if we get anything more, a little bit more about where Elijah can be found. I guess we should ask what happened, where Elijah can be found. Well, this is the King of Cups, telling us either the man knows or King of Cups is floating on water. Feels like a man knows for sure. Um, Let me just ask what happened. What happened to Elijah Vu? Kind of like you don't want to ask, but we saw I saw the card of him being abused. I saw it. Elijah Vu. Okay, so here I think these cards are really telling. It's reminding me of Madeline Kingsbury right away. Um, how I remember these people's names, I don't know. But she was found wrapped up outside. This is the I Make You Disappear card. She was found in a, what did they call it? It's that drain pipe that runs under the road, was where she was found. But either way, I feel like there's this wrapped up situation going on, and I'll make you disappear thing. I do feel like he was bound or something. It's very weird. Like he was like tied up, bound. This may have happened even before he passed. It's a very strange situation. Like the guy may have tied him up in the house. That's weird. That's what I get. Or tied him down, like tied him to a bed, or it's a very weird situation here. Very weird situation. And I'm feeling like he wasn't feeding him. Very weird situation. Okay. Let me move forward with the current physical state of Elijah. It's not looking good. We already got the death card, the devil card, this whole man and woman strongly implicated. Looks like possibly a man making him disappear. But we did have the woman's involvement for sure. Like she was behind a lot of stuff, very calling the shots. If she wasn't the direct one, she was calling all the shots, it looks like. Let me ask about Elijah Vu's current physical state. Walking around in a warm body or passed as a beautiful spirit? Elijah Vu's current physical state. Yeah, see, this is no good. We saw that swords thing before, remember? In this card, which is what made me say he's been beaten, he's been harmed. Down here, you see it. This again, it's possible the mom either did it or was behind the guy doing it. I just feel like he's been He's been beaten. These people have been beaten. And you know what? This guy doesn't care. He's very arrogant. He's very, remember, we got that whole selfish, arrogant, greedy. It's about me. This is important. You don't mess with my stuff. Yeah, we've got this whole I'm going to harm you and it makes me feel good type person here. That's what I get for Elijah's current physical state. I feel like he was beaten. I hate to say it, but very badly. That's what I'm getting. Nobody wants to hear that, but that is what I'm getting. They do think he's passed at this point. They're searching like rivers and things like that. Um, this guy, this guy, I think may have had addiction issues too. Let me just focus on what I'm seeing in my head. There was something about he smoked, I think. There's something about don't you touch that, don't you touch that. Something about him not being able to touch things, the kid not even being able to touch things. And he's trying to like watch TV and doesn't want to watch, he doesn't even want that kid around. Yeah, it's the kid was very much an annoyance. Just there's no care in him at all. At all. At all. No, none. There's just this whole annoyance feeling. Let's ask about advice to searchers. Advice to searchers. It's readings like this that make you think people suck. Advice to searchers. Again, this is a familiar place. I got that before. Look at a familiar place. Sometimes people will. This could be putting him in something. We got this card with what's her name? She was put in a well. That is a possibility of being put in something, not necessarily a well, but that is a possibility. Can't remember that girl's name, but the situation's coming to me. Also, I believe we got this card in that same reading. And why these things pop in my head, I don't know, other than it's a clue for this too. That she was found on that guy's property in a well. The guy that took her and unfortunately killed her. And when I read, I was like, it's property that's well known. It's property that's that is like possibly a friend, family, sometimes a workplace or something like that. A place the person's been. We got the whole Madeline Kingsbury. That property she was found on was property that guy had visited before because it was property I believe his uncle cared for. I'm getting a familiar vibe like that of a place that he's visited before. I don't feel like this is just some random place. So I would search places like that. And then will little Elijah Vu be found? He's got to be found. This would be terrible if he wasn't. But you know, they never found, was it the Orson boys? Although our reading said they wouldn't be found. Out of Bakersfield, California. Again, how do I remember all these little facts? Can't remember what I ate for lunch yesterday. Will he be found? Elijah Vu. Will he be found? I sure hope so. This is our secret cards, things being kept secret. This is a woman, so it could implicate the woman also, but I don't like where that's going because I really want him to be found. I feel like he deserves to be found. And I don't want it to be kept secret. And the high priestesses, boy, they're keeping a secret. So let me just ask a little bit more about Elijah Vu. Will his I hate to say it, but will his body be found? Elijah Vu, it doesn't look like it. With that card, the High Priestess. Tell me about Elijah Vu being found. There's cards I get that say they will be found. He was like taken away, and we see this. He was taken away, taken away. Interesting. The man, a woman who's like got her head down and very sort of remorseful, which we've got this lady here doing the same dang thing. You can almost see her under that cloak. And what's that? A little child. So we've got the little child here being moved away. And that is what I feel. I think he was moved far away, possibly water here. Got a lot of swords. We saw that sword theme, weapon theme, beaten theme, terrible theme. At night, it feels like he was moved away at night. I don't think he's real close to where he was before, where he went missing. Let me just ask about. We'll pull a close, and I'm going to say close within like 5 miles. Is he close to where he went missing? Within 5 miles or so. And then we'll pull a card for, is he further than 5 miles? Elijah Vu, further than 5 miles. So let me pull the close. Is he close to where he went missing? I guess I'm going to pull both of these. This is kind of a fool, a young boy. He can stand for. And this is like walking off. And this is a person making bad decisions. So this is like, there's a cliff right there. You know, I don't like the symbology in that, what that could mean, someone making bad decisions. I feel like this guy was probably high. And I do feel like there was potentially drugs involved in this. And are there cliffs where he went missing in Wisconsin? I don't even know what Wisconsin's like, but is there a place he could have went down into a ravine or something? It's not good. It's not good. Not good at all. Close. Let me ask for further than 5 miles away. This is, it's very possible that he's further than 5 miles away. I'm not 100% sure on this one. The guy's being very protective. He's wounded. We've gotten a few cards that suggest he might be possibly close to water, although it's not a huge theme, but we did get this Six of Swords, which is them on a boat going over water. We've got the moon. We've got the cups and the Seven of Cups. Again, it keeps implicating that mother. Even in the Seven of Cups, I see the woman's face coming out at me here. Where my hand is, there's a woman's face on that. I just really feel strongly that the guy is being protective of the mother and what her, I feel like she had really bad intentions. And I'm not 100% sure on how close he is, to be honest with you. Neither of these cards are jumping out at me as he's really, really close or he's really, really far. So I really can't say that. All I can say is they moved him. The people are clearly being very protective of that, quiet. And that, well, that whole cliff thing, you know, it does make you, I know they're searching trash dumps. I hate to say, I hate to even bring that up, but it does make you feel, was he put down in some ravine? I hope I'm wrong with that. I don't know, but it definitely feels like he was moved away. Um, and that mother and boyfriend are behind it. I feel both of them. Again, in the moon, I see them both here. Like I see them as the dogs. And they did it at night. I feel like they moved him away at night. There's something about him being taken out at night. And everybody's being very defensive and very protective. And it's just a bad situation. I'll ask if there's any other information that we should know before I wrap this up. Any other information we should know about Elijah Vu? Any other information we should know about Elijah Vu? Well, that is a potential for him being found. The Ace of Swords. That usually is my card that says the person will be found. So it might not be super quickly, but there's definitely a potential for him being found. Maybe somebody cracks eventually and tells where he is. That's a possibility here. Because or they're just going to keep searching and find him. But they sure are trying to keep things secret. The parents, the mom and boyfriend. But I like the Ace of Swords. It could be saying eventually, down the road, he's going to be found. But a bad situation all around. I think this kid was no stranger to being abused. No stranger to being abused. That's what I get. And yeah, he wasn't even supposed to touch things when he was in that apartment. I feel like he was like possibly bound up. Apartment, wherever this guy lived. I feel like Elijah may have even been bound up. It's very bizarre situation. So I'll leave that reading there. Potentially he may be found. Potentially. Not 100 on that. But it looks very bad on mom, boyfriend. Very, very bad. All right, I'll leave it there.